not, but the past does not exist. And you probably like, Deona, you sound crazy because I got punched in the face 5 minutes ago and I'm literally feeling the effects, so obviously the past does exist. Okay, I'm not saying that things that happened to you in the past don't exist. What I'm saying is you don't have to live in the state of where you were 5 minutes ago. You don't need to consistently live in the state of getting punched in your face. You don't have to feel that pain continuously over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You have to recognize that you're no longer in that space and you can move forward. You can keep going. And it's okay to say, okay, the past hurt me. The past did this to me. The past shaped me, but I'm no longer in that space. And that opens the door to so many opportunities. That opens the door for you to feel new emotions. That opens the door for you to explore yourself, to get to know yourself more. If you keep clinging on to the past and keep clinging on to things that happened to you or cling to people you used to talk to, you're always going to be with like familiar things, and you're going to keep reliving the past because you're going to cling to those familiar things. Like if you're used to someone who is disrespectful to you and you haven't let go of the past and you haven't recognized that, hey, I was with somebody who disrespected me, I no longer want that anymore, now I'm looking for people who respect me, I'm moving forward. If you don't do that, you're going to continuously find people who are familiar, who have familiar spirits, who are familiar to the disrespect that you felt. And you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I keep reliving my past, You're not reliving your past. You're just attracting the same type of people over and over and over and over and over and over because you haven't let go of the past and you're still torturing yourself. You're keeping yourself in that mindset. You're keeping yourself in that space because you don't know how to let go. And it's scary. It can be scary to leave something that you're used to, even if that thing that you're used to is something that is bad or something that is not positive. When we're familiar with something, we know how to handle it. We know how to go about it when that thing gets upset. We know how to go about it when that thing's so wrong. So it's easier to deal with something bad that is familiar than to experience something positive that is new. Because when it's new, we don't know what it's like. We don't understand. We're afraid of the risk. We're afraid of what we don't know, the unknown. To let go of your past, you have to welcome the unknown. You have to welcome the possibilities. You have to welcome the new people, the new conversations you're going to have, the new experiences you're going to have, the new doors you're going to walk through, the new people you're going to meet. You have to be able to welcome those things into your life. Once you're able to welcome those things in your life, it'll be easier to let go of the past. And something that helps me let go of the past is when I think about it, I tell myself I'm no longer in that space. And I talk to myself in third person. I say, Deona is no longer the kind of person who does this. Deona is no longer the kind of person who interacts with these kind of people anymore. And I tell myself that continuously. And when people try to bring me back to my past, I tell them that's not who I am anymore. I tell them, like, you're trying to bring me back to a space that I'm no longer in. And that's just not who I am anymore. And I hope that you can get to know the new me. You can get to know all the different layers of me now, and I hope that we can move forward in that way, but that's no longer who I am. And it can be uncomfortable sometimes, especially with people you've known for years or people who've known that version of you for literally almost your whole life, or people who aren't used to the sudden change or shift that you're going through. It can be hard to tell them like, hey, like these are things that I'm trying to do, or this is who I am. And it can be hard for them to accept. And if you're not okay with letting those people go, if they're not able to accept who you are and to not disrespect your boundaries or to not remind you of places that you used to be with, places you used to go or people you used to talk to, if you're not able to tell them, like, I've told you that that's something I'm no longer involved in, you keep bringing it up, it makes me uncomfortable, unfortunately, I'm going to have to, separate myself. And when people try to bring you back to that space, you have to be okay with letting them go. And it can be scary, but that's just when you have to let something go. Think about it like this. Every time you let something go, just think about you're making room for what's supposed to be there. You're making room for new people to come in. You're making room for people you don't even know are meant to be in your life. Like, you're making room for them. Don't think like, oh, I'm room for somebody for my life. Now that seat is empty. Think about okay, the seat is empty, but it's going to be filled. And if it's not filled, that's fine. That means that person was supposed to be in my life. That means that seat is not supposed to be filled. You have to look at yourself like everything and every person in your life has a purpose, and their absence and their presence both serve you. You cannot think that people's presence is the only thing that serves you. People's absence serves you, and that's going to help you let go of the past. Because if you're clinging to, let's say, an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend, you're clinging to them like so bad because you haven't accepted that their absence is truly helping you, you're going to stay stuck in the past. You're going to stay stuck in that trap, and you're going to keep crying about what happened over and over and over and over and over and over and over because you haven't let go. You have to be okay with shutting the door and telling yourself, well, that was the experience I was supposed to have. That's the end of my story with that person. I wish them well. Bye. I do it so often with people that I love so deeply. Like, there was something with this person that I was so attached to. Like, I loved them so much, with so much in my heart. But I knew that this was the end of our story. I knew that this is where our story ended. And I prayed for them. And I told them, you know, I wish you well. We didn't end on a bad note. And it's not a romantic thing before y'all think that. I think y'all getting on my tea. But I told them, this, you know, this was the end of our story. We served our purpose in each other's lives. And I wish them well. And I'll always be praying for them. But I understand that we're not meant to be in each other's lives. We're not meant to be close. We're not meant to do those things. What we were meant to do in each other's life, we did it. And I love them, care about them so, so, so much from the bottom of my heart. But for me to move forward, I have to let that go. I have to let go of the past to open the door for new experiences. If you want new experiences, let go of the past. And if you can't do that, then you're just not going to open the door for new experiences. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Because it's like, imagine a room full of balloons, and outside the balloon is a big balloon that is full of everything that you want. But you got these empty balloons filled up in the room, and because you don't want to let them go, you can't get the big balloon that's out there. You see what I mean? You got to make room. You have to make space for new opportunities. You have to let go of the past. And like, you got to let go, baby. You really got to let go. Let go and let God. And trust that it might be lonely right now. It might be hard right now. It might be uncertain right now. But I promise everything is going to make sense. Everything is going to make sense, my lovely gal. Thank you guys for watching my video. I love sharing my knowledge with you guys. I love it so much. I love talking to you guys. I love watching you guys level up. And I want you to tell me something that you're letting go of. Whether it's a person, whether it's an attribute, a characteristic. Like, I'm letting go of talking down on myself, or I'm letting go of not keeping promises to myself. And let me know what you're letting go of, because I want to cheer y'all on. I want to encourage y'all. Like, I really want to know how, like, my videos are helping. And if they aren't helping, I want to know how I can, like, make them help more.